Hey guys, Miha here with Creative Business Build, and in today's video I want to talk about a topic that's a bit advanced, and that's screening your clients. So what is screening your clients? You don't have to do this right away, but once the conversation between you and the client becomes serious and you are actually considering working on a project with them, maybe you've contacted them or they've gotten in touch with you, it doesn't really matter. Before you create a project proposal with all the costs and timeline and everything and send it to the client, you may want to do a short background check on your client. So what does that mean? That means that you want to check out their website and maybe their business directory to see, and maybe check their business records if they're public, to see if they actually are able to afford your work, and also to see if they're actually serious, because potentially you could waste a lot of time creating proposals and even worse, working on projects with people that, for clients that aren't actually the ones you want to be working with. For example, they don't have the money to pay you, or they're not serious about the project, and there might be some complications along the way. It doesn't happen very often, but before I prepare any proposal for anybody, I actually do a short background check on them. It's just a safety precaution that I use to ensure that the client is really high quality, and if the project is a bit bigger, that means that, I don't know, $5,000 or even more, you may seriously want to consider doing a short background check on the client, just to ensure that they actually have the funds to pay, that they are actually a serious company looking for your work and that they can benefit from your work, and a couple of things like that. So a couple of steps that you can take. Find out if the client has good social proof. You can do that easily through LinkedIn. See who they're connected to, what kind of connections they have, if the people they're connected to are also legit and have a lot of social proof. That basically means a lot of relevant connections on LinkedIn. You also want to, if you have the option, I know that in some countries, companies like LLCs or COs or something like that, basically have their revenue reports listed publicly. So revenue reports are publicly displayed on some portal or stuff like that. It all depends on the country. If you really want to make sure that they're legit and dive a bit deeper, Google their name or Google their company name, or check those directories and those records to see if their company actually has enough liquidity and they are actually a profitable business that have enough money so that they won't have a problem paying for your projects. I know I don't want to be discouraging, because most of the clients out there are super cool and everything, but it's a really good idea to do this little background check, or kind of a spy work, if you want to say it like that, before you actually take your time and create the whole proposal and really dive into the things that you need to do to get the project started. It can save you a lot of time, and it's also a very good idea when looking for potential. It's also a good idea to do that if you're contacting potential clients, because as I've shown in the previous video, I usually filter the companies I contact for potential work on their employee side, or of the number of their employees. That's also worked out really well for me, because that's also my most ideal target market. They actually have enough money to pay for work. They usually don't have their creative team in-house, and they're not too big of a company like, I don't know, Facebook or Apple or something really huge, that are already covered with creative work, and you may have a chance working to actually get a project with them, but it's really slim. So I actually contact clients that I have a much higher chance of working with in the future, or when contacting them. Also, this screening process can take some of your time, and it takes a bit of work to do. But I found that in the long term, if you're building your freelance business career in the long term, you want to focus on those really high-end clients and quality clients that have the ability to pay and are serious about working with you and everything. So it may take some work, but it's a really good idea, and it will really help you with your positioning and really getting those high-end and really high-quality clients that will basically help you build your business career in the long term. I'm saying for, I don't know, maybe next 5 or 10 or even more years. So you really want to focus on building business relationships only with those high-end and high-quality people and clients. That sounded a bit weird, but okay. So that's my experience. I hope you find it helpful. I also know a lot of people who are using this because it's happened to me in the past, especially when I was starting out, that if you just take work from anybody, you will basically end up with a lot of different clients and a lot of very different work and a lot of very different business relationships. And there's nothing worse than actually if you have a client who misses their payments, who are not serious about working with you, and are basically unreliable and damaging to your freelance career. So you really want to avoid that, at least I do, and that's why I've developed this little screening process, and it really works. So I hope this was helpful. I hope it made sense. If you like the content in this video, give me a thumbs up or leave me any questions or share your experiences in the comments below. And subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.